We have 7 minutes here. Hopefully, today's a little bit easier than before. No more red Floyd for the rest of this week, though, so it's gonna be normal trading for today and tomorrow. You hear me twice. Do you? You hear me twice. All right. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on. You hear me twice? What the fuck is going on? Might be the recording? How the fuck do you hear the recording? This shit is so confusing, bro. What do you mean you hear me twice? I'm gonna be real, bro. It's 5 minutes until market open. I don't know if I can fix this. I don't even know what's going on. I know why you hear me twice. It is because of the recording. Um, right. I think I know. I think I know what I gotta do. Hold on. There we go. Can you hear me twice anymore? You should be good. Cool, cool. It's because the recording account is also on the same browser, and for whatever fucking reason, I don't know, bro. The recording. I am trying to record these, by the way. I'm just trying to work out how to to get this recording account working right. Audio is always fucked, but I think I have it now. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out then. Anyways, um, not much to talk about. More or less same levels as always. Seemingly, it's been quite a while using the same exact levels. Watching, just on like a baseline level though, we're rejecting off this 113. Overall, I think higher time frame is if we can't get above this 113.75, I'm still very very bearish on the market. Um, that doesn't mean today will go up or down or anything. Just as a baseline expectation. Levels that I'm looking at are the mean threshold of this order block. It's ungained, but if we again if we can stay under that, it could lead to us trading down and getting this. And then the levels in this order block, the PDR between those two on the monthly. It's a little bit messy. I'm not gonna lie. But we have the levels inside this monthly here, this volume imbalance, levels inside of this wick, this one as well. And then on the weekly, not much. We had the gap that got created on the weekly, this fucking weekly thing. It's an inversion at this point. And then on the daily, just the new daily gap that got created. And then I kind of want to price the trade down to 345. I don't think it'll trade down to 345 today. It might, but overall, as far as like intraday bias, who the fuck knows? It either goes up or down. If we start to step up above high time frame levels and hold above them, I'm gonna be looking towards 862, getting back into 945 here, and then if it gets really wicked, up in 165. If we just start stepping down through levels, maybe we run these highs, hold off the high time frame level, and just keep stepping down through things. 660, getting back into 583, and then ultimately 345. So we'll see what wants to happen. Um, Not a whole ton of high time frame levels in the range that we're in, which is okay. But that's just where we are. We got 2 minutes here. I was pretty surprised. I think it was Tuesday or whatever. 7:30 didn't work. I'm still on that because 7:30 is so fucking probable. That like bamboozled me at the end of the fucking session, bro. It's the first time that setup failed in literally forever. It ultimately did run, but it was so far after 7:30. By the way, apparently Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange, bought NinjaTrader. So now my forex broker Owanda is owned by FTMO, the prop firm, and my futures exchange NinjaTrader is owned by Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, and Kraken just bought it for 1.5 billion. As long as shit stays the same, um, as long as shit stays the same, I'll stay on NinjaTrader. But will be if not, then yeah, NinjaTrader owns TradeAway, but Kraken just bought NinjaTrader. Here's a market open. So holding over the 779 gets us into 886. Holding under gets us into 672. Pretty cut and dry here. I don't have a 15-second chart up for whatever reason. What the fuck, bro? Oh, I was it. I like the thicker swim color scheme, and I was seeing if I actually liked it, and I don't like it. I think I like a light color scheme more. Unfortunately, I think I want to look at second layer PDR here as well, just to have at least some sort of levels in this range. I need my fucking coffee to get here, bro. I really I really hope we get out of like this range of price here. That's fucking hell, bro. Every single morning, it's like there's no damn high time frame levels. If we're holding above 779, though, we could get into 886 pretty easily. Um, that could be the first pretty easy potential here. And I mean, we did try to break under it and it completely failed. So I mean, it seems somewhat likely. It's just how do you get involved in that? It literally might go in one candle because these are all pre-market candles, super small range. 832. We should just get over 832 and start to stair step up if I had to guess. Again, I cannot at this point I can't really short off these levels, but I can try to get involved in 886. If it goes in a straight line, it's no chance I'm getting involved though. There's the highs, and we have a little bit more to go. 886 at least, probably. And then if we trade into 886, pull back to here, for example, if we can't get back underneath 873, we'll probably reach up into 945. I have to actually use this. So you kind of want to hold it inside that little red if you're going to get aggressive into 886. Usually it's yellow, but for whatever reason my box was red. Not that it fucking matters at all. If we close outside of this, we probably get a pull back down a fair way, but oh man, um, somehow I missed the fill on 59.25 by a tick. I had my order at 58.25, not 59.25. That's so fucking cool. Love that shit. We're getting pretty close to this AH6. I think the only thing here is try to get into try to 15-second takedown in this volume and bounce here. 67. Could be dead wrong. I think that we just get aggressive into 886 though. Switch over to Ninja. 886.25. Whoa. Okay. This rejection might end up breaking me even. Huge fucking candle. I kind of wanted a slower push up there, so I was able to trail closer to the highs there, but you just got a fucking 1 second wick up and down, which is cool. Now I can't be ultra bullish anymore though. It would have been nice to get trailed out on that. Like instead of have a fucking 1 second wick up at 886, I thought I would have a Maybe if candle closes here, be able to trail out or something. Now I gotta be bearish though. If we don't get above 886, I have to be bearish. See if we get above this 886. My coffee's here. Tried it off the 886 retest for a potential rollover. Got a little bit of positive slippage. Negative slippage. I'll go BE there though. This candle flips, I'll switch over to Ninja Trader. I'll get bullish again if we hold over 886, but it's a high risk reward try. Broke me even on 886. Okay, I wonder if this can't push, it might be worth doing that same shit again. But if we hold over 886 though, this easily gets into like 945. So whatever this candle does, I think is pretty important. Like, do we slip under or what? Kind of like a little bit of a sell-off, I think. As long as we're not holding up. The 88625 again here. So try. Again, a little bit cringe because the 1 minute could retest, but well, I'm just gonna let it rock. Switch over to Ninja if we get underneath this 73. Switch over to Ninja Trader here. Stream pause. Discord is broken. Can you hear me still? Second, I'm gonna need to restart Discord here. No, I am in that. It might go break even, but I'm gonna have to restart Discord. Sorry. Fucking, this shit always does this shit, bro. Discord fucking bugs out. Make sure the recording account is good. Should all be good. Just switch it directly to Ninja. Still in this position. I need to be break even on it though. So I mean, it's probably gonna immediately break me even. But We are good. I still like this idea. If we hold underneath 886, I want to be involved in a rollover, but if we're 3 so far. I think it's been a little bit chronic so far, but I think they've been valid at least. The thing is, like, also trying to trade right here is a little bit sketchy because if you get above 886, this thing's about to fly. I think that could definitely happen. I think attempting here to roll over is fine because there's like super high risk reward if it does, but I don't think it's super likely to roll over at all. I think it's probably a little bit more likely to push. Especially now we just held over everything. Like I said, though, the thing for me, though, is just such a high risk reward if it doesn't. And this 886 was like the completion of PDR. It's not that I like want to fade this, but like I feel like you could get a little bit of a rollover. A bit unfortunate that I had to go like this though. Watching this 41 a.m. wick. Close underneath it. Let's just push now. I'm guessing. Don't really want to short anymore. You're just not breaking down underneath this weekly. I'd rather get involved in a long, to be honest, at this point. Or just wait for 9:45 to get traded too. Well, I'm gonna go grab my coffee. I still kind of like the fade, to be honest. It sounds crazy, but I feel like this first move is just a bit of a lie here. Unless we get like real bullish and get all the way up in here, which we could. We definitely could. I think if we start to get over like 649, that's more likely. Right now, I like more trying to get long into 9:45 though. As long as we're above 886. I was too slow on this wick here. It feels like a Monday for me for some reason. Probably because yesterday I didn't trade. a little bit lower. I kind of wanted to see you leave a fair value gap open, to be honest, but I guess it's whatever. Now it's a little bit more likely you fall a little bit lower. It's like maybe a retest of that fucking high time frame level. I don't know. You really don't need to though, to be honest. But if it wants to do this in a pretty messy way, it could easily retest that high time frame level. But you definitely don't need to because you already held around there for quite some time. At this point, I'd imagine you're just kind of starting to trend. But I think I have to wait for at least this 88, 886. Even though this is a little bit tempting. Unless you start like closing over this volume imbalance and all that shit, then I'll forget about needing to retest at 86. Then you really don't need to retest this, but that would lead us in a 940. And again, if we just slip underneath this, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to be bearish again. But if we just hold above these levels, then it's a fair chance we just let it rock. It's borderline just if we're above this level, I kind of want to be bullish in the 945. Not then the other way around. It looks like it's more or less just trending though, so if we don't need that retest. Watching that previous highs wick. If we close above this, then I forget about the needing to retest this, but it looks like we're not closing above that for now. For now. I like price action recently, but I hate these like messy trends. I guess that's the only way I could describe them. By the way, this could lead us all the way up to 20,100. Holding above 886 could lead us all the way up into 2100 if we, as long as we don't reject immediately off of 993. So it's a fair bit of range that has potential here. I think it's just important, kind of what we do here when we go back in, and if and when we go back in 886. Starting push-ups. If we again, I want to. I'm trying to see if we want to close above this wick. Now, a bit of a problem with this, by the way, is this could really easily just die through this since we never really retested that higher time frame level, but bit sketchy. I think there's a really quick run up. Like 993 is pretty easy to get into. We don't, like I said, we don't necessarily need to retest this 886. There's a big range to 993. If you look at the 15 seconds, having a hard time on the high end of this. That's what kept me out of the halfway point, by the way. You got underneath, you just couldn't push higher than the actual yellow box at all. I'm also sketched out that we've never retested this high time frame level. It really is kind of important for me. I'd borderline almost rather like not trade in the middle and either just wait for you to trade in here or here, to be honest. Like I don't really even want to play around in the middle if there's no high time frame levels. That's what I was saying with this wick though. Like you could super easy, like you close it, but you could easily just plummet right through it since you don't have a fucking level over here. It never retested. I think that's what I'll do. I'll wait for us to either trade into like some level. If it happens that we get above 49, that's also fine. But I don't really want to try anything unless we're inside of a high time frame level. This might end up being a little bit of a boring session. We'll see. Or a lot of waiting, a lot of just being super patient. Even if we get underneath 886 here, it's not completely dead unless we start getting back underneath these big highs that we swept. The great thing is, though, my favorite way for this to play right now would be hold above 886 because that gives like the biggest range of price. And like at least a potential for a good trend. Same thing, like if we get underneath 886, I would want us to see like a clean rejection off 886. So that gives us like a nice range of price to play with into the next level down here. And at least it gives like a solid opportunity for it to trend, which is kind of what I need, right? These kind of like messy trends or range bound markets don't do too well with me. Kind of hard to use trailing stop losses in price action like this. So we're getting up at 45 without retesting this level. This could set the stage for a 730 play later, potentially. Although two 730 days in a row is pretty fucking abnormal. See if we want to get over this 949 here. Again, I don't really want these levels to hold us down per se, because I think if we set in motion this PR, this 2100 makes more sense. I'd rather see you get above these levels, hold above them, stay above them. And specifically this 993, hold below it, you come back down to 886. Hold above it, you run to 2100. What a candle. Yeah. It would have been nice to be long, but like I said, I have to have a high time frame level. I'm not gonna there's no I need that. Or I need you to be coming off a high time frame level. I need something. Where's your mean threshold of the yearly? It's up at 113.75. Big ass candle. Hey brother. At least I played out, huh? I've had that happen so many times where I marked the level wrong, but I still used it and ended up uh, ended up making money off it. So I can't I can't really criticize you too much for that. That shit just happens if you trade long enough. I mean, it kind of goes to show like to be completely honest, like like your idea and you're just reading price action at levels kind of matters a lot more than the actual levels. But if you had good intentions about it, you weren't just using a random level to use it, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as there's not an even higher time frame level overlapping it. It's a 4-hour time frame. Yeah, to me that's not a high time frame at all. So hold above 93.25, get into 100. ATT3. Ideally that's an expansion. No lie. What the fuck? Ideally that's an expansion. Off 2. Because we need to be kind of holding above 93 in order to get into 100. Unfortunately, the 15-second retested at 993, so I don't think the 1 minute will. We got this 125 probably coming next. I would love to participate in something. I mean, I'm not going to force anything. I still need to see what I want, but I would love to participate in something. That 125 run makes sense to me. Now, if ATT3 slams us down, so be it. That means we could go retest this 949. But ideally, like in the most aggressive way, you would want to be staying above this fucking thing, which is the technical term for it. Um, Finally get long and short off things. That is true, brother. I have that rule too. Probably the biggest change that I've ever made. Picked up this 93.25, by the way. I could be fucking... Good chance I get killed here if this doesn't hold, but... We'll see. Switch over to Ninja here in a second. If the 1 minute trades above the previous candle's high. Fortunately, no break even yet. Traded above the previous candle's high. Wants to push. This is off the PDR, so the idea is to get into that 100 up there. I'm gonna go real break even now. I got $1 of slippage due to the MIT order. So if we expand above this high, I could see us trending to 20,100, ideally. Hopefully. If we just reject off this high, kind of like we're doing now, I could see this also slamming. Getting me out break even. So hopefully not. Time will tell. It's a bit of a shame to just fucking fail this high right away, though. It's up to the market, though. Up to the market gods. Whatever wants to happen here. But failing that high leads me to believe I'm going to get break even. At least it pushes the odds a little bit more. I'm not going to trail unless I could at least get 1R on the trail, so... My original stop here was underneath this candle here. That initially pushed through that 993 level. If this candle pushes up, I'll trail to the low of it at 0925. I think pretty much if this candle fails, I get break even. If it pushes up, then I could get a trail and at least lock in one. 09 trailed. This locks in 1.4 no matter what. And then basically it expands here or I get 1.4R. So we'll see. Hopefully it expands, but this motherfucker's not being too expansive. Okay. Whatever, brother. Trailed out for 1.4. No expansion for me. At least it's something, though. After slippage today, just up about 1R. Basically break even. Again, still, though, if we're holding above 93, I do want to be long. If we're not holding above 93, it gets a little bit sketchy because this could lead us all the way back down into 86. And this PDR, I would argue, has not truly been set in motion yet because there was never a clean test of it. Respectfully, I don't care. If it helps you, though, then that's cool. The only reason I say that, by the way, not to be like brash or whatever, but I don't know. I just have something that works really well for me, so I'm not really interested in adding pretty much anything at all, for really any reason at all. Like I said, though, if it works well for you, by all means. By all means. $93.25 is kind of failing a little bit. I'm watching this level really closely on the 15-second here. Got to tick back down into it. I want to see a run off this. I could be being stubborn here, but if we're holding above 93.25, I feel like we could get a run. Made one of the restored levels, so at least I know how many R's I'm shooting for. Well, I never know how much R I'm going to get out of a trade. No clue, because I use trailing stops. Smallest trails could be an R2, the biggest trails could be, 20 R, whatever. It's still letting this rock, by the way. I didn't go B on this push. Could be a mistake, but I'm up 1, so I'd risk going break even on the day to see if this wants to expand. Be a little bit slower on the initial break even here, but I could have gone break even at the high of this candle if I wanted to. Not what breaks me even for real though. For that perfect test. You might just run these lows, regain the level. Or run these lows, trade down to 49. A little bit chronic this morning. 4 break evens, 1.4 R win. So after slippage, up just about 1 R. Nothing special here yet. I think there's big room today for a move. It's just if the market wants to cooperate here with expansions. There's definitely opportunity today though. Watching that little yellow shaded box, by the way. I think you're probably going to go rush it and potentially close it now. It's just the wick that encapsulates most of the range here. Not the largest, the one that encapsulates most price action. I don't know if you'll even retest at all though. You just held the high end of that, it might just burst. Pause. I think this 2125 runs more or less kind of free. It would be nice to be involved. What's ATT doing? I mean, 11 created highs, but I don't care. I don't really believe ATT right now. This is 17. 217 could create a high, or it could create a low off 18. Or 16 could have been an expansion also. I kind of prioritize PDR over ATT a little bit though. So the slight issue here is you kind of want this fair value to stay open. You already did test into this fucking thing. So like it's a solid chance like you just don't actually um trade in deeper into that wick at all. Not trade into really anything at all. You could trade into this first one. If you can trade into the second one too, but it's not as you kind of if you want to be aggressive, you want to leave the lower one open. I don't really want to be trying to force that here though. Tip the half of that. That 1375. I got a 1575 fill off MIT slippage. Again, just trying to get up into that 2100 level. Switch over to Ninja now. And I will go break even also. But unfortunately, I got that like dollar slippage with the MIT, but really you shouldn't be down that far. Well, ideally you just expand and don't be messy, but knowing NASDAQ, it probably bees messy, so probably about a 50-50 on this expansion. The break-even's in a slightly unfortunate spot. If we do get an expansion, though, it's pretty good risk reward. Good risk reward if it does expand, but it also might not expand, and then I'll just take another break even. Looking good so far. I would love a spot to trail here. Gonna after 30 seconds of this candle, I'll drop a 3250 potentially. That'll lock in 2.4. All right, 2.4 locked. See if we get a higher trail though. What the fuck is this Ninja Trader right now, bro? Give me a better view of the fucking candles, bro. Holy. Like, I want to zoom in, brother. I hate when it's like this. I'm blaming fucking Kraken now. Bought this shit. $56.50 will lock in 5.5. I'm not gonna trail it yet though, until this gets a little bit more big body. You're trailing to 56.50. I don't blame you, Fresh. I'm just being a little bit less aggressive with the trail since I think this 125 is pretty likely. Trailed. This locks in 5.5. See if we get the expansion of 2100. If not, I'll take a 5.5 R. This has to go up immediately. Locks in 6R. Underneath this candle. Expand or I'm out, basically. Not really going to give this any chances here. Just expand, otherwise I'm getting out. Trailed out for 6R. Not too bad. Just about 7R up on the day so far. 7.4, but after slippage, in reality, it's about 7. By the way, whoever said use control, legend, bro. I've never known about that in my life. I could have given this room to trade in this fair value gap, by the way. But that's alright. We're almost up into this 2125 level that I've been wanting. So it's pretty to be honest, I think this 113 level is like the most important level for the high time frame right now. A 1 minute chart could go substantially above it, and it could still like just slam down underneath. So it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be all too relevant for a super low time frame here. Um, but time will tell. But I do think this 113.75 is like possibly the most important level for the high time frame. Like the difference between falling like under like seeing like a $16,000 Nasdaq and like going back to all time highs type thing. Obviously, the real difference between that is what the fuck goes on in the world. But in our pretend magical technical analysis world, that's the level. So we're not quite reaching 100 yet. I don't give a fuck what ATT is doing right now, to be honest, bro. Um, it is printing highs though. It's spamming highs actually. But I just think PDR is a little bit more important than multi-chart. Gold highs? Hell no. Maybe gold makes highs, bro. I don't know, bro. I made so much damn money off gold. I'm just buying gold every day. I'm still buying gold every day since fucking October 2023. I don't give a fuck what goes on the gold chart. I don't even look at that bitch. I just buy gold every day. Well, not every day, every single week. No, 15-second isn't for me. Isn't really for entries. It's more just like watching how the candle's interacting with the level as it trades into it. The 1 minute. I would trade exactly the same if there was no 15-second chart there. Even the like sub 1 minute candle entries and stuff like that, I would still take them. Because I mean, you could see what the 15-second chart is doing on the 1 minute chart. Just watching the candles. But I put the 15-second chart there so that I could kind of more easily explain that to people in this call. But for the longest time, even in this call, I never did use the 15-second chart. This is not the same, by the way, as this wick over here. Like, it looks like the same thing. To me, it's not. You can't take the half of this because you just had an immediate rebound, so it's a little bit more likely to try to go run this low. If this holds up over top of this, though, and turns this into an order block, for example, and invalidates that immediate rebalance, then I could look for something internal. But I can't take this straight up. Even if it works in this instance, um, it doesn't really matter. I need to see you invalidate that immediate rebalance. Otherwise, I'm not allowed. You've been using tick charts? I don't know anything about tick charts, so results may vary. If you're using this stuff on tick charts, I have no fucking clue. They're better than time charts? Maybe. I don't know. Not for me. I'm pretty interested in maybe getting involved here. You need to be like actually working your way up through these levels though. Otherwise, this low is gonna end up getting rent. Like if you just fail this, which you seemingly are, you're probably gonna end back down at 93, which is a little bit awkward because we're still probably going to 125. Yeah, I mean, regardless if tick charts are better or whatever, if you're trying to trade the way I trade on tick charts, just shit. If you if you don't see the same shit or the results differ, don't ask me about it because I have no fucking clue. Like this rejection. Picked up a 37.25 here. Got a little bit lucky with the fill because it didn't quite reach that level. Got filled at 39.25. Switch over to Ninja. Break even on that 39.25. Filled off a front run is interesting, but fuck it. See if we get up into those 2100 levels. I'd like a spot to trail, obviously. I hate that I always say I like a spot to trail. You missed the 37.75. I don't blame you, brother. I had my order a little bit higher to front run it because MIT orders usually give a little bit of slippage. So I find if I front run levels, I get positive slippage more often. You got a 41.50. Nice, brother. Hopefully this doesn't just eat the entire range you just made. Hopefully this just gets up into fucking 100 and be's a good fucking NASDAQ. If this comes all the way down to break evens, that's the most criminal shit I've ever seen. I want to get a trail here. I'm not going to trail underneath this candle, but unless you trade above there. Lux in 4.25 no matter what. Now, if we fail this high and fail to expand, I'll get trailed out for 4.2. Is there any particular reason? To be honest, I don't need to cover trading costs. Commissions and shit are such a small portion. Like, compared to how much money I'm risking, commissions are literally nothing. What I paid like $100 in commissions or something on this trade to open and close, I risk $4,000. So, I mean, if you're on a small account, it makes a lot of sense to go break even a couple ticks in a profit because commissions are a big deal for you. Commissions make literally zero difference to my trading. Now, slippage is a cost for me, though. Slippage is a real cost for me. 75.75 here. This locks in 6.3R no matter what. And then see if basically get that expansion to 100 or take 6.3. Showed out for 6.3. Whereas my stop loss, it was underneath this down candle because this was the order block. Right, we pushed up, got over half of that, retested 37, stop loss. Nice trail out. 10R for you. And seemingly a very good trail too. Because I trailed out up at 75, 75. This thing's dying. 13.3R for me on the day so far. Maybe watch the Patreon content so you know when I'm gonna enter. But I do say when I'm gonna enter the like pretty much the exact second that I enter, I say I'm in. Usually I wait 1 or 2 seconds so that the people who don't want to watch any of the Patreon content and don't want to learn anything and just want to copy trade me aren't able to copy trade me. But like as you could see, the people who do that also get in the same trades pretty often. But yeah, I mean, me waiting like 1 second before I say I'm in is specifically to combat people who are just trying to copy trade. But I mean, I do switch over to Ninja. I do say I'm in the trade, and I do talk about exactly what I'm watching. Right, I marked this level. I said, if we lose this, I think we're gonna die. We didn't. We completely regained it. The obvious things to step through. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, Donnie. You could use something called a stop limit order, or stop buy like a stop order. You could put a stop order above the current price. That's a limit order that'll trigger you in if price trades to that price. You want the retest? Yeah. You could prepare buy limits above price too? Really, brother? Where like it trades above a price and then it sets a limit order above, like where you want it? Like if it trades above that price a certain amount? Marcus, did you see Ninja Trader got bought by fucking Kraken, the crypto exchange? Yeah, bro. The fuck is that? Now, dude, you know what's fucked now? Dude, my Forex broker, Owanda, is owned by a prop firm, and now my futures broker is owned by a fucking crypto exchange. I'm so fucked. I'm staying on Ninja Trader, though. Fuck that shit. Unless this shit thing, like, changes dramatically, I'm staying on this shit. Enable cryptocurrency trading inside of Ninja Trader. Honestly, I wouldn't be too mad at that. You can trade crypto futures. Um, like Bitcoin futures and Ethereum futures and micros and stuff. Executing on TradingView, I hate the idea of executing on TradingView. Some people love it, but I really want the stuff separate. Like when I'm looking at my TradingView right here, I don't want to look at my order at all. Like I just want to think about the chart. And then when I'm looking at my Ninja Trader, that's when I want to think about the order. But I think it for me it creates like this conflict of interest where I'm like, I don't know, it just fucks with my mind a little bit. So here's this 2100. I'm pretty sure you can, Marcus, yeah. It's faster than Ninja Trader. Um no, I mean not for me, brother. I'll have a position size and an order put on in 3 seconds after I come up with an idea. Like position size fully calculated and order on the books in 3 seconds. I think the thing that's fastest for you is just whatever you're really good at, right? I've been using NinjaTrader for a long time. I've been using for I've been using NinjaTrader for a long time. I'm very, very, very like deep. Like my process is super ingrained with this. Um, which monthly am I using, Marcus? I'm using you know that big monthly fucking wick. This motherfucker. This is the I've been using it for a while. That was the whole point of today for me being bullish was when we got above 886 and then held above here. It's like that PDR fucking thing. What percentage of your account do you risk? 1%. So $4,000. I have about $800,000 in my futures account though, just for having like an extreme amount of excess margin. So I never get margin called no matter what. But I always risk exactly 1%. Not normally, always. Yeah, I mean, in theory, Green, you could use it on a higher time frame. The only thing is that um there's just not going to be as much opportunity because like if you start to look at the futures market is open for 6 hours, or that's how long the stock market's open, the actual session you should be trading. If you go and trade on like a 15-second chart, for example, you only have 24 candles, right? If you trade on a 15-minute chart, so it's like you're giving up a lot of opportunity to get exposure for using a higher time frame. But like in theory, it should work the same, yeah. I don't use ATMs at all. I'll show you quickly how I do this shit. I've shown this a bunch. I'll show it again right now. Do you see my screen? Has it switched? So I have my NinjaTrader up here. This is the screen that you guys normally see. This is the trading view where I do my technical analysis on. This is my position sizing here. So I have a separate instance of TradingView where I have a paper trading account that's the same size as my real account. And what this allows me to do is like imagine right now I wanted to get in right here. Right click, create limit order, risk 1%. It tells me to use 30 contracts. Come in here, paste 31, boom, place the order. And it's done. Position size is done. Where my stop loss is perfect. I'm going to risk exactly what I want. Everything's going to be good. Where's brother? And I could do that real quick. Like when I'm locked in, I could. That whole process is so fast. That whole process is so fast when I'm locked in. It's not gonna be fast for everybody, but again, like I've been doing it that way for a long time, so it is pretty quick for me. And I'm not open to changing it. I'm to be honest, I'm not open. I'm just not open to changing how I do things. Absolutely not. It's not broken, don't fix it. For sure, yeah. Like there, and I'm not even saying there's not a faster way. To be honest, there's probably a better way. Like there's probably a much nicer way. If you're just starting out and you have a nicer way, get used to the nicer way. But I've gotten very used to this particular way, so I'm just super comfortable with it. So that's just what I'm gonna do. I think whatever you start doing in the beginning is what you're gonna get used to, and you're just gonna end up fucking being chill. Are you expecting reverse off the blue line? No idea. I'm not. I don't expect anything ever. If the blue line holds and it starts to dump, then I guess so. But if Price wants to get over top of it and run, then I guess that's also what it's gonna do. I'm not in the business of predicting the market. I have no fucking clue what the market's gonna do. Ever. Never have. Should you try some games on the big screen? Uh, yeah, brother. Now this does look like it's starting to roll. Like I said, I thought that 113 level was the most important. This thing's starting to die down a little bit though. If this starts to roll over, we could expect a push back down at 886. 86.25. I'm not super confident in that yet, but just because this isn't like a ultra substantial pullback yet off this level. But if we start to trend lower, at least this 886.25 seems fairly easy to get into. Games on the big screen is honestly horrible. Whenever I play games on this, which is like almost never, I don't really play a lot of games. I kind of stop trading and then go into real life. But when I have played games, I always have to change the screen size, bro. Like I minimize the window to 1920 1080. I don't really. I prefer it because, like, bro, to be honest, if I'm looking at the middle of the screen, I have to turn my head like 70 degrees. What's the monitor size? 56, 56, 55 inches. It's bigger than some people's fucking TVs, bro. And I got two of those bitches. All right, it looks like we are rolling a little bit. I'm not yet going to really expect this 886, but this 886.25 is in my mind. Need a bigger desk. Dude, the desk that I have, I fucking love it, bro. I've moved like 3 or 4 times. Every single time I go somewhere else, I need this desk. So I get this desk in every single location that I'm ever possibly gonna trade. I get it built at location. So this same desk that I have is in like 4 different locations all around my city. Just for if I ever need a trade there. Or I have a PC set up there. I don't know how big my TV is. I think my TV is like 70 something inches. 80 inches, some shit like that. I never use my TV though. To be honest. The most I use my TV is like if some shit's in the oven, in the very rare occasion that I cook for myself, and don't order DoorDash. I'll watch YouTube on the TV or some shit. But you back in the gym? Gotta get back in the gym, brother. Not gonna lie, I've definitely been slacking a lot. I would love to say I'm fucking perfect and I fucking go to the gym every day and shit, but that is not true anymore. It was like that for a while, but I definitely fell off of it a bit. I need to get back into it. I just fucking hate it though because like the nice gym in my city is a 30-minute drive away. It's like, bro. So I'm gonna be at the gym for like an hour and a half, and then it's another hour of car rides, and then it turns into this whole like 2.5 to 3 hour journey. It's like, bro. I could go to a closer gym that's really close, but they don't have shit. Build a home gym. I'll do that once I get once I figure out a place that I want to settle down. So, but I don't know if I want to live in Anchorage forever, right? Need to go travel a little bit first. I wouldn't trade that at all. I don't trade off of interior stuff like that. I try to trade exclusively off high time frame levels. Somebody asked me yesterday, in a one-on-one about like 1 minute fair value gaps and shit. And to be honest, if you've been in live trading forever, like I quite literally don't care about them at all. Like all this internal price action to me is just noise. What's not noise to me is the high time frame levels. Um, Everything else to me is just noise most of the time. You grew up in Anchorage your whole life? Anchorage and Oregon, pretty much half and half. And then I've been pretty much everywhere in the United States. Anchorage, Oregon, Wisconsin. I also grew up in Wisconsin. Um, like a third, probably like I don't know for a couple years. One thing also, Sam, for me personally, you'll see this a lot on the internet, but like these entries here on pullbacks, I hate this shit. This to me is the worst spot to enter because now like you're giving the market an extra choice to make of does it want to continue the trend or is it going to go break this low? If it breaks this low, you're good, but if it continues the trend, you're out. So this to me is never a better trade than 50-50. The best probabilities for me that you could possibly get on this is 50-50. If I'm going to take a short, I want to be in on this leg of the move. I never want to be on a pullback. Everybody will talk about pullbacks because it's like it's more confirmation, blah blah blah. Yeah, until the trend just fucking continues and you're cooked. Um, so I really dislike um taking trades in areas like this, especially because the market's moving up. I would almost rather fade that, and I would rather be in a long to break this high. Um, because everybody's shorting here. They're gonna have their stop losses right here. Even if it's gonna roll over, it's gonna do something like this. You're gonna be cooked, and then the market's just gonna die. So I don't like the advice of pushing into like a pullback entry like that. Unless you see unless you see a pullback, for example, where you have some sort of high time frame level right here, it fucks around the high time frame level for a while, it clearly can't get above it, then you have some internal confirmation. I would like a trade here, but I don't like an immediate trade here because the trend could just continue, you're fucked over. And this is always 50-50 at best. And to be honest, probably worse than 50-50 because the market's moving up, but it's more likely to keep moving up. Leaving that big fair value gap, yeah. If we can see price close underneath here and stay underneath here, then this thing could probably dump a little bit. Does that make sense, Sam? I know it's different than what a lot of people on the internet would say, but that's just my perspective about things. I don't use market structure at all, personally. Might work, but for me, market structure kind of goes against what I want anyways. Because like if you're moving up, I kind of want you to break down a low uh, for me to get involved. If you're moving down, I kind of want you to break a high for me to get involved. or at least to start the trend. And to be honest, there's just not many trending days intraday Nasdaq, right? More often than not, you're range bound, and in those situations, market structure is fucking useless. So if the majority of the market is not trending, to me, it's hard. It's more useful on a higher time frame because on higher time frames, trends are a little bit more clear. So if I ever was going to use market structure, it would be on a higher time frame. But I'd rather just use high time frame levels. I could do the same thing, and I could, like, if I'm gonna get involved in a move, I'd rather be. I don't want to wait for a whole market structure thing because that leads into the. I mean, if the trend continues, that market structure shift is possibly just a liquidity sweep. It works well in very. You know what it works very well in? It works well in extremely strong trending stocks. I'm telling you, the only place that I've ever applied market structure was in app on an. I don't know if anybody remembers like this huge Apple bull run. I think in 2023 or 2024, and just kept crushing higher. Like it never went down fucking anything, and then it ended the whole trend with like this giant gap down. Dude, I took like fucking 30 positions on the way up. Just every pullback going down, I got involved. Literally every single one. Um, I lost a decent amount of money on the final gap down, but in total, I just ate off that. See if this wants to close underneath here. I think we're at this point on a way back in 886. 730 looks good. 730 could play, yeah. To me, I don't know, bro. 730's fucking scaring me. But yeah, technically, yeah, it looks fine. As long as we don't move down too much more, which I think we might. There's an immediate rebalance too. I think there's a fair chance that this is about a fucking plummet. At least back down into 949. Yeah, it's somewhere in there. I'm not quite exactly sure where, but it's somewhere in there. It's definitely somewhere. You gotta filter 730 a lot though. It's the red line for it. It's an immediate rebalance. Picked up that volume imbalance, about a 24. If that immediate rebalance wants to get invalidated, I'll get fucking obliterated. But if it wants to get aggressive lower, I'll be sitting pretty. Could easily get cooked here though if this was just a liquidity sweep. Still involved. Stop was above the immediate rebalance wick. Almost murdered though. Probably getting murdered here because it's not dumping. We'll see. Will I get sacrificed? Not yet. Switch over to Ninja Trader if you break down at all, but this thing's not moving down, so I'm probably getting killed. It's literally one tick away. Murdered. Murdered. Still like the idea, especially if just because I really do think that this 86 is gonna run. I might have just been liquidity here, Loki. I didn't take entry off the immediate rebalance. I took entry off this volume imbalance after the immediate rebalance. I got stopped out above the immediate rebalance. I still like this sell-off though. No lie. I think in this case I might have just been liquidity. R.I.P. brother. So some motherfucker out there is happy. He got his fucking short position filled with my stop. I still like this though. I like this into 88625. You can't. I have entered that way in the past. It's pretty rare for me to try to predict the meter rebalance, but every once in a while I get a feeling, and a lot of times that feeling's right. But it's very hard to predict an meter rebalance, to be honest. Uh, and it's to be real, it's like pure intuition. um, but it's very very uncommon for me to do so. What's ATT doing? 3 creates a high. Could use that high as a liquidity sweep maybe. In a perfect world, you stay underneath here. If you, since you just closed this though, you're probably gonna reach back up into this wick. And this is where it gets a little bit sketchy too, because I don't really like the idea of getting involved on a pullback here. You might just end up pushing higher. Yeah, I mean, or he got break even, or he took out. You gotta realize, right? Most people in the futures market play for like fucking 5 ticks, bro. People are fucking ass at trading. No, like a lot of people who trade futures try to take like 10 points and just get out. I think that makes up a huge amount of people who trade futures. They're just scared of fucking holding or whatever. Getting a meter rebalance here. A long here is fucking diabolical. I can't long here because there's no high time frame level. But to be honest, if there was a high time frame level, I think it'd be considering a long. Nasdaq's so damn volatile. Not to be honest, it's not though. To be honest, it's just not. I think that's just an excuse because people are fucking ass. It's so volatile. I don't know how to manage my risk right because I don't know how to trade. Yeah, well maybe you should learn how to fucking manage your risk. People try to trade futures and they're like, I'm risking 2 contracts. What the fuck does that even mean, bro? What the fuck does that even mean? I'm risking 5 contracts on this trade. Motherfucker, what does that mean? Your risk is not defined at all. Your risk changes every single trade you take. You don't have set stop losses. You don't position size correctly. You can't even apply risk reward to your trading because your risk is always changing. I'm I'm sorry. It's volatile when you don't do anything right. It's a hard market when you don't do anything right. I think the average future trader is like probably way dumber than the average anything else trader though. Cuz like in forex, like position sizing correctly is just the normal thing for people to do. In crypto, position sizing correctly is the normal thing for people to do. And then in futures, Motherfuckers will say they're risking 5 contracts. Like, bro, what? It's like futures missed the risk management update. They just never got that fucking patch. I don't, I don't, I don't understand. Don't understand. And they'll have stop losses that aren't even based on price action. They'll just be like, yeah, I use a 10 tick stop. I use a 20-point stop. Where the fuck is your stop loss? Where even is your stop loss? Why is your stop loss there? So yeah, I mean, I'd agree with you. The market's definitely hard for people who are fucking ass. Why am I not using the daily gap? What daily gap? Talking about this inversion fair value gap, just because you have higher time frames that overlap here. So I want to get re-involved with a short, I think. Especially if we're going to continue to hold underneath here. If we get above this, then forget what I just said. But if we're going to continue to hold underneath here, I definitely think I want to be involved. Try to get it down into those fucking lows. Maybe that big monthly. It might be tough though, to be honest, because this move. I don't know if there's gonna be really any easy way to get involved with this. Watching this as an order block, but then you also have this up here. And you don't really have a high time frame level, but you're coming off of one, so it's pretty much you hold this. Otherwise, I'm not interested at all in any regard for any reason. If you just go straight through this and close above, then I don't want to participate for no reason. Watching the 15-second chart, you can see you're laddering up. You held off the 25, you held off the 50. You just start breaking that down. Picked up this 56 here. Could be dead wrong, we'll see. Switch over to Ninja. Nice retest. I know 730 is coming up. This will probably be my last attempt going into 730. Or one of my last attempts going into 730. If we get a bit of a push, I would love these lows down here. And then even further, potentially. If we break above this wick that we're holding off, though, I don't want to be shorting at all unless we're at the high time frame level. because this is kind of the internal thing to that high time frame level. It could pretty easily break me even here, but hopefully not. Protecting slippage on the trail here to 54. Remember, the biggest target for this idea would be all the way down to this blue level. Probably not going to happen. Probably going to get trailed out. I'd be happy if I could get just a couple R out of this. Because if you trade it all the way down at 886, this would become one of my biggest trades ever. Very likely to get trailed out quicker than that. Hopefully I don't get break even on this though, because this has already dumped a decent way. That sweep makes me believe I'm going to get break even on it though. Because we weren't able to expand underneath this low and close beneath it. So we need this candle basically has to push. I'll trail a 48.50 on the retest. This locks in 1.3. If you expand underneath this low, I'll be sitting pretty. If you want to come back up, I'll take at least 1.3 R off it. Fine trade-off. It's holding, like, just sweeping this low is kind of cringe. Next thing you got to do, though, is invalidate this immediate rebalance, too. Got to expand. Don't want to just hold up this low. Otherwise, I'm definitely getting trailed out for 1.3. Okay, invalidate this immediate rebalance now. Got to get underneath this level here. If you can't push underneath this level, I'm also getting trailed out. Push down to that level, I'll trail a 42. Also, if you close above here, I'm going to trail 42 as well, I think. Rejection's a little bit nasty. $42 trail, this locks in 2.36. Next up, you have to get underneath. Like, you don't want to reject off this here. Because these were the old lows that we swept. So this could solidify this as an immediate rebalance. Or as a liquidity sweep. Hopefully this just gets heavy. I would hate to be trailed out for 2 here. I mean, I'm not going to be mad about it, but... Trailed out for 2.36. Not the expansion I wanted, but give me something. About 14.6 R on the day so far. I think I'm gonna chill out for 7:30 here. I wish that we had a high time frame level here though. My 7:30 target is these lows. If we get down underneath 993 before 730, I think those lows are still likely, but it's just not. It's no longer like a 730 trade. Stepping through levels. Yeah, it's honestly it's really quite useful. ATT is just spamming highs. To be fair, I could have waited on that trail for ATT, but the 2.3 or whatever. Oh, I'm just gonna wait for 730 more or less, unless we start doing something crazy before 730. Starting to break a little bit. Again, I like this run down into 886 still because of the rejection of this level. That gives us pretty, at least fairly likely to get into 886. Eight minutes before 730. Hopefully, this motherfucker plays this time. It's not like perfect, but it's pretty. It's I think it's a pretty good. I think it's pretty good. For it to be like perfect, I would have rather this just kind of rolled, like started to round out up here, but not really start to break down at all. It's still fine. It's just a little bit, um, not perfect. And you could use the second layer PDRs here too. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit messy, but at least for 730 to give you something. This was a very clean day of price action though all around. I wish that I was able to get I wish this would have retested 886, but I don't know if you remember, but when this wasn't testing, I said that this could set a stage for a good 730. Back at like 5:57 a.m. And, here we are. What the fuck is this lunch hour, bro? Who is taking lunch? Who the fuck is taking lunch? US traders are taking lunch, bro? Dude, like 90% of the fucking volume intraday is not humans, bro. The robots don't need to eat lunch, brother. They don't need a bowl of cereal. What the fuck is a lunch hour? That's the most retarded shit I've ever heard. London close is real. Lunch hour sounds fucking stupid to me, though. Maybe back in the day, bro, when like volume was actually human. No volume is human nowadays, though. Electricity? Yeah, bro, they gotta restart the fucking robots. The 10,000 different algorithms that operate in the market. Imagine it's just one, bro. It's definitely not just one, bro. There's thousands and thousands of different bots working in the market. They're not all gonna just decide to take lunch. London, like actual market closes are real though. Like London closes is definitely real, but lunch hour, brother. Also, like, who is eating lunch at 7 a.m., bro? No lie. I know it's not like that. I know people like to think that every trader in the futures market is trading in New York. But like, bro, the entire world trades US index futures. Right, dude. It's fucking 7 a.m. right now, bro. It's probably like 2 a.m. for some motherfuckers. It's like fucking it's bedtime for other people. Like the entire world trades these markets. I don't know where this idea that only New York people trade came from. But I'm just thinking like, bro, also like surely if you're a trader and you're about to eat lunch, you're just going to eat lunch at your desk, bro. Like surely you're not going to go like fucking get, get off the market and miss a fucking hour. Like, like what are you eating? Like a damn salad, bro? Like Kato is the only trader in this Discord I've ever seen take lunch. This motherfucker habitually leaves the charts for like an hour to eat lunch. I've never seen another fucking trader eat lunch, bro. And he does breakfast. He does. It's not he. It's his fucking breakfast hour. You're 7:30. I want to see you work through this wick and fucking slam down for 7:30 probably. I'm really not gonna give 7:30 a lot of time today. To be honest, I'm not gonna play around with like after like 7:35. I'm done. If there's nothing be, within that range of time, I'm just not gonna participate in it. It's somewhere, brother. At least I think. It's gotta be somewhere. Is it on YouTube? No. No, I took down the 730. I think I took down the 730 video. YouTube. It's some stuff like that, to be honest. I don't know if I really even want a lot of people to know about that shit. Starts to break a little bit. Here's probably the start of the 730 run. I would love to get involved. We'll see. It might just go though. To be honest, I mean, there's a solid chance it gives zero opportunity to get involved. 730 still plays though. This is the minimum 730. This is where I want. Minimum where I want. It seems like it might just run in a straight line though and not give any opportunity to do absolutely anything at all because the market's very fun and fair. And that's what I always say. That push. Picked up a 23.75, half of that. No lie, I got slipped a little bit on that MIT. Switched over to Ninja on this pullback. I got slipped to 21.25. My order was 23.75. So 730 minimum want. This is an awkward ass break even because I don't want to break even because I got slipped so bad, but like I need to break even. But I think I'm gonna let it rock a little bit because it's 730. But it's a little bit fucking awkward. At the very least, I'm gonna move this stop down just a little bit, just so that it kind of evens out what I'll lose if I get stopped out, based off that little bit of slippage that I had. I'll go break even as if I got filled on 23.75. Trailing to above this candle right now would only lock in 0.5 R, so I'm not even gonna worry about that. To be honest, this is a pretty big stop loss. Even if we get into these lows, it's only 4.7 R. So for this to be a pretty decent sized win, it kind of has to get into those bigger lows that I want. That'll be a nice trade. I'll trail an 0275 though if this gets big body. That'll lock in 2. If we trade down into that low. I want to be a little bit more cautious with the trail though, to be honest. I kind of there's room for a really big 730 move. I want to I would like to be involved in that, especially because the initial stop here was quite a bit bigger than normal, being that it was up here. So for me to get good risk reward in this trade, I kind of have to I almost kind of have to let it rock. I don't usually be less aggressive with the trail, but this might be just one of those kind of rare exceptions. Not saying I won't trail. I'm definitely gonna trail. Like this, the second that we break this low, I'm getting a trail in the market. Because if we just this could be the 730 move down to this low, right? So I want to make sure if we're gonna stop there, I want to be out. Didn't quite break that low yet. Whatever high this candle makes, if we flip, I'm trailing. Bingo. 84 trailed. This locks in 3.8. Trailed out for 3.8. Not the whole expansion that I wanted, but like I said, that could be the into 730. I'm not too concerned about taking the entire move, because this is the minimum. Now, this is I'm gonna just put the expectation out there. This is probably gonna fall all the way down to here. Like, I think it's pretty likely to run here. I'll see if I could get it re-involved again. But for the first part of 730 there, I'm happy with that. You're up 10. I think I'm up like 17 or something. So far, it was a good trail. I got trailed out down at like 76. I want a way to get re-involved. I think that these are likely down here, but that was the default 730 expansion. Like this, when you play 730, you got to be really careful because there could be something you really want, but you just have to understand that the minimum target for 730 is the first set of lows that you created on the way up, not the lowest one. The lowest one is like the extreme target for 730. This is the default target for 730. So you got to be kind of careful because you could get in a trade where you're holding for a little bit too long. Yeah, 19.2 R on the day so far. 19.2 on the day so far. Still playing it because I think that there's lower to get here. $100 month, probably going to be about $100 month. So long as the last week does me well. Watching this 93.25 level. Fighting the low time frame immediate rebalance here. Because we're stepping down through PDR. So I kind of want to see this 93.25 low-key hold. Watching it very close. Still playing the counter in a month, yeah, but I would draw all profits. I'm not compounding or anything. I can't really up my risk too much more. I'm running into more or less a limit. Or if I try to scale too much more, I get way too many partial fills. The slippage gets way worse than it already is. Well, scalping is still my least money-wise. Scalping still makes me the least money out of all of my accounts. Like, to be honest, by far. So next step wouldn't be in scaling scalping. Next step would be scaling my other accounts that are already making me way more money. By the way, the trail out was great. An 84.25 trail out was great. And I think that's going to be the day for me, to be honest, because 730 is kind of reversing. It's not giving much of an indication that it wants to fall down to these lows yet. It might still roll over. I think it's likely, but I think that's going to be a day for me at 19.2R here. I'll tally it up with slippage quickly just to. I didn't really take too many break evens today, to be honest. I took it was a little bit chronic early morning, but I only took 4 break evens in total today. And 5 wins and 1 loss. After slippage, about 18.5 on the day. Not too fucking shabby. Yeah, we'll have a session. I remember Tuesday was kind of chronic for me. I think I did decent on Monday though. I mean Tuesday wasn't bad. Trying to tally up the week here. Yeah, Monday was also 20R. So this week so far is 44.8R after slippage, probably 42. And last week was also very good as well. So yeah, Mistrux, this will likely, as long as I don't fucking burst into flames or some shit, or just like sporadically start fucking doing random shit for no reason, this will be quite a good month for scalping.